it's Lee from coloringqueen.net, and today I want to show you 10 of my favourite pencil sharpeners, and I'll tell you which one is my actual favourite that I use all the time. So starting off with the first one, it's the little Tombow Ipo. Now I'm a huge fan of Tombow products, I absolutely adore them. And when I seen this cute one that's in the shape of a fish, I couldn't resist and I had to buy it. Now this one is only a single hole sharpener, and they hide the little opening with this cute little plastic tab. It's just plastic, it's shaped like a little fish, but you can get it in a different size where it's called a W Tombow sharpener, and that has 2 holes, but I've just got the 1 hole one, and this one is the Ipo Pinch. It keeps the shavings inside and it's super cute and easy to carry around. So the first pencil I'll test it with is actually a Tombow Ipo pencil, and we'll see how it goes. Now there's no stop to tell you when to finish, so you just pull it out and check it. The Tombow Ipo pencils are very well made, and you can see what a fantastic point that has on it. Now we all like different points. Some people like really long skinny points, some people like them shorter. For me, I'm quite happy with that point and with how the Tombow worked. Now in order to empty it, we just undo this latch at the back, and you can see inside here on the pencil sharpener how well the shavings actually shaved. Like they came off in one little frill or one little flounce. I did sharpen pencils in this earlier today, and isn't that good? It just comes off in just one bit, so it's not hacking away at the pencil. So I'm not sure if this works with my Prismacolors. I've never tried it, to be honest. So let's give it a whirl. Here's a little Prismacolor that needs a little bit of help. Fits in the hole perfectly, and beautiful point. There's no hacking of the pencil around there. I mean, some people might like a longer point than that. We'll see what happens. You can get it longer if you want. So really nice, and a really cheap little pencil sharpener, and sort of great to maybe carry around if you're commuting or something like that. It's got a little spring at the back. And you can see with the Prismacolor, we did put it in a couple of times, but it still comes out in one little frill. And you can just put the little lid back on to finish it up. So very cute, very sweet little pencil sharpener. I love it. Oh, maybe we should check to see if it works with the Polychromos. So here it is with Faber Castell Polychromo. You can see it coming out there in the little plastic. Works really well. And you can extend that point if you want. Lovely little pencil sharpener, and we can see in the plastic that the shaving's just coming out all in one frill. So if you're after a cheap and cheerful pencil, I love the Tombow products. They're just fantastic all the time, and this one's so cute. So my next pencil sharpener of choice is the much maligned Prismacolor pencil sharpener. Now I know a lot of people absolutely hate this pencil sharpener, but to be honest, I don't know why. I think it gets a bit of a bad rap. You can see it's quite small, but it's got like a lot of room in here, if you can see inside, to keep your shavings in, so you don't have to empty it all the time like the little fishy one. that I just showed you. It's got a lid on there to protect the sharpeners, and you have got 2 sets of points there that you can choose from the lid. And if you want to empty it, you just pull out that cap. Inside you can see the blades, and I believe that you can replace these blades. I've never needed to, but I believe that you can get replacement blades. So you've got those 2 holes there. Now, Prismacolor, I believe, made this small hole here for the very thin pencils. Now, the very thin pencils are a harder lead as opposed to the soft core that's in the Prismacolor Premieres. And these are for when you want to get into fine little details. Now, this one hasn't even been sharpened at all, so let's give it a sharpen. Probably goes the other way. Now, you can sharpen this a couple of ways. You can go the normal way of putting it in the pencil sharpener and sharpening like that. And what you would normally do is start out with the small hole and sharpen it a little bit. And then if you like a longer point, then you just transfer over to the bigger hole over here. Now, the other way to use this pencil sharpener is a complete different learning experience, probably for most of us, because most of us sort of sharpen the way I'm doing. And you can see the way it's designed like this. It's designed to fit in your hand, and I believe it is designed so that you turn the sharpener rather than the pencil, which is what we're usually used to doing. And it can be a bit of a difficulty trying to do something a different way. But now we have our lovely long point, or our lovely point at least. So that was with a brand new pencil. Let's try it with just a Prismacolor Premiere. And I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. And I just put it in the small hole for a couple of turns, and then in the larger hole. And we can use it on our Polychromos. So I might use the larger hole this time, and I will try and turn the sharpener. And we get a point there. You can always put it into the small hole, it fits there as well. I'm really uncomfortable turning the sharpener. It's not something that I'm used to doing, but you can certainly do it that way. And I'll just see if the Holbeins fit in it. And they fit in the small hole. It's immediately broken my pencil. Not good. Sorry, that was in the big hole. That might have just been me. And you can see on here it shows the type of point, so whether you're going to have a long stumpy point or a thinner point. And now we're down to a lovely point with the Holbeins. And with my Tombow Originals, fits in the small hole, and I will try and... It's very weird trying to turn a pencil sharpener when you're so used to doing it the other way. Oops, what happened there? Let's try it again. Yep, that's gone downhill fast. Maybe I meant to go the other way. Maybe we just go back to what I know best. I'm thinking right now that I'm not recommending this for my Originals. And again, I don't think I'd recommend this for my Originals. The little Tombow was much better. And then we can just pull out this cap, see the inside, See all those lovely little curls that it's pulled out, and most of them have come out really well in one little frill, so it's not hacking away at the barrel. Now, every now and again, if you use a lot of wax-based pencils, what I do is I run a lead pencil through it, and the lead pencil basically just cleans those blades. Otherwise you get a waxy build-up and it might not sharpen your pencils as best as they could. So just every now and again give it a bit of a clean out. So very easy, you can see how much you've got in the little pencil barrel there, and when to empty it. It comes off really well, sharpens both lead and coloured pencils. I wouldn't try it with my Rogertons though, that was a bit disappointing. So the next pencil sharpener I want to show you is the Teagall, which is a Japanese company, and it's a cute, comes in many different colours. It's got a little pull-out section here where you can empty your shavings, and you can see that lovely clean blade in there. Now on the front it's got these numbers and whatnot, so close means that the little section here where you put your pencil in is closed so that you don't get shavings and whatnot all over the place. Now, like all things, you know, these things do gradually deteriorate and, you know, might not work as well as they did previously. Like my closed one doesn't seem to be closing that well, but I've had this for years. Now the different points are on here as well, so you turn the knob to the size of the point of the pencil that you basically want. So let's start on number 1 with a Prismacolor. And very quickly we've got a great point on that Prismacolor, and we just 2, we've got a bit more, 3, bit more, 4, bit more, and there's no stop on here. I'm just pulling it out when I think it's ready. And the 5, which is the smallest point, wasn't really, ooh, it's broken it. Let's try it again. And that's actually a Prismacolor Scholar pencil. So now the 5. The 5 is just not working for me at all. Can't get any blade action here with the 5. Well, you can see the frills have come out, but not quite as long as on some of the other pencil sharpeners. Going back to that 5, and we've got that lovely point there. So it's really good that you can adjust it. They do tend to wear out a bit, so you might only have it for a year or 2 if you're using it a lot. With the close on, you can see that some of the shavings is still coming out of mine. So I've had it for years, and look, it could just be one of those things. You can see that there's a little bit of shaving still stuck in there, but I wouldn't expect it to keep all the shavings. So if you're putting it in your handbag, I would expect that over time it's just going to start coming out and making a little bit of a mess somewhere. But it's really good the way that it does the different points and that you can choose them. And one of those was that Polychromo. And so you can see the difference there of the points from 1 to 5. So it depends on what sort of point you want, and everyone colours differently and everyone likes different things. So this way you get to adjust it, which is great. Now the next little cheap and cheerful pencil sharpener that I've got for you is the Derwent Academy one. It's just a plastic one. It's got 2 points. You pull out the plastic here to empty it out, and then you get the little lid. It opens up. When you do stuff on camera, it never works out. And it's got 2 holes in there. So let's try it on a Prismacolor and see how it goes. Now I've got this Prismacolor Scholar here that's all broken up, so let's see if this can bring it back to life. It sharpens extremely well just on a broken pencil like that. Let's try it on a Holbein, and you can see it coming out, that it's coming out in all one little frill. It's a very cheap pencil sharpener, and look at the point on that. Now so far I've just been using the first pencil holder, but we'll try it with a Faber Castell. We'll pop that Faber Castell into the larger hole there, and look at that point. So for a very cheap and cheerful pencil sharpener, it does a really good point. You can see that it's not damaging the wood there. It's got the 2 holes for convenience. I remember that poor little Tombow Ipo that got completely chewed up in that other pencil sharpener. We'll see how this one deals with it. And look, you can see the frill coming out in one beautiful, delicious frill. In the first hole, it's not really doing a lot. It's actually taking the point off. But the second hole, this one, is giving it a fantastic point. Much better than what the Prismacolor did and chewed it up completely. Now, it is a little bit tricky to undo, especially when you're on camera. You can see the 2 blades there. They do get a bit of dust up there in them, so I would give them a little brush out when possible. But you can see how they just come off in basically a really good shaving there. And it's nice that it's got that little bit there, so you can pop it in your handbag and take it around. So another cheap and cheerful one. My next pencil sharpener to show you is the Kazoo multi-sharpener, and it's also Japanese, and it's made by the same people as the Teagall, and it's very similar to the Teagall in that it has a number of settings that you can use from 1 to 5, and they're shown here on the side. So you adjust it on the side here of which point you want. So we'll start off on 5, and you open up the back, and we'll start off with the all 5 lines, and beautiful sharpened point on that one. Now if you want to adjust it, you just scroll around here and turn it until it goes down to the number of lines that you can see. So now on the 4th setting, we can see what a lovely point we have. A few little Prismacolor crumbs coming off there. And we go down again. Now this has got a feature that the Teagall doesn't have. The 3, there 2. Now there's no stop on any of these pencil sharpeners that I've shown you so far, because you basically have to just keep an eye on it and pull your pencil out when you think it's ready. And on the one, it feels terrible sharpening it on the one. It feels like it's really resisting. But on the other settings, it was great. Now there is one other setting here that I want to show you, which is different from the Teagall. And just here on the back, it says push. And what that's for is, you know how sometimes you break a lead when it's in your pencil sharpener and it snaps off the pencil? Well, you can press down push on that and it'll release this blade or this mechanism to push out the lead so that it'll come out the end there. So that's a nifty little feature. Now, if we want to close it up and make sure we don't get any pencil shavings anywhere, the close on this one works so much better than on the Teagall, where it sort of only goes 3/4 way down. This one closes completely. And then to get your shavings out, it's only a small little receptacle, which is at the top, and it slides off. And we can see how our lovely little frills came out. It is a little tricky to clean it out, but we can see that most of the frills came out in one line, which is always nice. I feel like we're making a frilly dress when I see all those shavings. I'll just give it a try with the Polychromos. So there it is with the Polychromos on the 5th setting. And we'll just go to, say, halfway. We'll go to 3. And we can see what a great point it's got there. And 1, I'm running out of pencils to sharpen. And on 1, it's just impossible. I can't get anything. I can't get anything to sharpen here. It's just occasionally hitting something, but really not good. So with the polys, it doesn't really go down that far. We'll try it with the Orogitons. And beautiful point. And with the Holbein. And again, beautiful point. And lovely, no tearing up of the wood or anything. So a lovely Japanese pencil for my lovely Japanese pencil sharpener for my Japanese pencils. And we can see how well the Prismacolors came up sharpened with this lovely little pencil sharpener as well. The next pencil sharpener I have is the Cum or Cum, it's spelled K-U-M, not sure how you pronounce it. It's called the automatic long point, and it's just got a plastic case that holds the shavings. It's a bit different from other pencil sharpeners in that you use the first blade here to basically shave the wood, and then the second blade to actually get your point. So let's see how it works. So basically shaving the wood off here. Look at that lovely long frill. And we can see it's got like a little knob on the end of it there. And then going to the second blade. Where we get our lovely long point. You can easily take out the shavings by just lifting the cover up. Look at that beautiful frill. And it also comes with 2 replacement blades that are just there. So let's try it with a Polychromo, and first of all we're going in to shave the wood off in one lovely frill, and then we're going in to sharpen the point. And when it's finished sharpening it, it just doesn't sharpen anymore, so that's when you know it's time to pull it out. So not as lovely of a point with the Polychromo as I would have liked, but maybe we can shave off a bit more wood and go back. And there, not enough wood was taken off on the first go. So lovely little point there. And it's sort of different. It just kind of, you can feel it's not shaving anything when it's finished. So you know it's time to pull out the pencil. So we'll try it with the Holbein, making sure we take off all the wood. And you feel when you're turning that there's just nothing left. It's not shaving anything. So that's when you know to take out your pencil. Then in the second hole for that lead sharpening, and not as good as a point as the Prisma, but still good. Might just empty that. The thing is, it's a very small receptacle here, but the shavings do come out in a lovely little frill, so you're not damaging the wood barrel. And see how it's got stop there? That's the automatic part. It basically just stops working or stops shaving anything, and that's when you know to take it out. It's got that long point on it, and those little replacement blades, which are great because then you can just use it as much as possible. So I'll tie the erogeton. Lots of frill there, and it just basically just stops shaving anything. So time to take it out and get that lovely point. And it's a very reasonable price pencil sharpener. It's handy. Nothing comes out when you're shaking it around, and very easy to use. Next pencil sharpeners is the M&R pencil sharpeners. Now these come in a range of different types. There's the round one, there's a more squarish one, there's cone-shaped ones, there's all sorts of different types. They're made in Germany, I believe, and they have also replacement blades with them, and they are just great little pencil sharpeners. But it's great that they have replacement blades, but there's nowhere to actually keep your shavings. So if you're carrying it in your handbag, you might want to, you know, bring a little plastic container or something to put your shavings in. So this one's got 2 holes. You can see the lovely frill and that beautiful long point straight away. The big hole is way too big for Prismacolor, but I'll just show you. And that's when you want that smaller point or that blunter point. Now it depends on how you obviously like to colour. This one from M&R has got 3 holes. You try it with a Tombow. It's kind of like Goldilocks, isn't it? Finding the right little hole. It's not doing anything there. And beautiful frill coming out. We can basically move between the holes to get the point that we want. So starting off in one and getting it to that beautiful point. We'll just try it with the Holbein. And it kind of just stops when it's been sharpened enough in that one hole. And then we can go to the second hole and get a lovely little frill off, but it's taking a lot of lead off. And then just fine tune it on the third hole. So there we have our lovely point. And we'll just try the Polychromo in this one. Our pencils are all pretty sharp now, but anyway. And so I'm using the large hole there just to shave off the wood and then the smaller hole to get the point that I want. Beautiful point on the polys. Next pencil sharpener I want to show you is the Snail, and I believe that this is from the Netherlands. I could be wrong. It comes in a lovely little plastic case, and it comes with a replacement blade. Mine is very old and very loved. I believe that you can get these in different size, shapes, etc., but this is the only one I've got, and it's really quite heavy. It's like the M&R little one. They're actually a lot heavier than what you think, because I think they're brass. Now on it in faint you can see here it says normal, and there it says colour. So the second blade is for colour pencils, and I believe normal would probably be for lead pencils. I just use them however they work. Now it doesn't have a little area to catch your shavings like the other one. So let's try it with Prismacolor, and in the small section we're shaving off quite a bit. It's sort of chewing up the barrel a bit on the casing, probably because it's not meant to be in that hole. So in the second hole, and we're getting quite a nice point. If you like a longer point, then it's probably not going to be the one for you. With the Polychromo, again that short point. With the Erogeton, it's not shaving as well on the wood here, and you can see that it's not bringing out the lovely frills that some of the pencil sharpeners did. So it might need a replacement blade, but it's a very good pencil sharpener. And here it is on that first hole, and we're getting a lovely point on that one. And with the Holbein, beautiful long frill with the Holbein, and lovely long point straight away on that first hole. So it's a lovely pencil sharpener. I've had this for years, and I haven't replaced the blades as yet, so I probably need to do that. Next pencil sharpener I've got is the Derwent Superpoint manual pencil sharpener. Now this pencil sharpener can clamp onto the desk, but I can't film it if I clamp it onto the desk, so we'll just have to hold it. So the way this one works is you can pull it out over here and have a look at the blade if you want, and have a look at that lovely mechanism, and just pop it back in. It works with a crank handle, so we're actually winding it up. We press these two at the top, and that lifts the pencil out. Then we put our pencil into this hole here, so we might need to adjust these to fit the pencil in the hole. And because I don't have it attached to the desk, where you get a little kit to attach it to your desk, I'm just going to have to hold it steady with my hand. And look at that point. Now I was holding it down with my hand, but really it's meant to be on the desk. But look at that point. Isn't it amazing? That is the longest point that we've got from any pencil, and I can't believe it, it's done that with the Prismacolor, which is softcore. So let's try it with the Polychromo. And usually you are meant to have this on your desk. look at that amazing point with the Polychromo. Now it doesn't have an automatic stop on this one, but you can sort of just, you know, pull it out and have a look. And that's an amazing point. Like, look at those points on the Prisma and the Polys. So if you like a super long point, let's see how it does on the Erogeton. And so far the point's like that, but we could probably make that bigger. And look at that amazing point. Up against, say, one from before. We might as well try a Holbein. And look at that. What a fantastic point. So if you like super pointy, it certainly is super pointy. Now to empty it from the shavings, there's a little box down here below and you just pull that out. You can see if it's full or not on the back there. It just pushes out. You just push it and you can empty it out. Now, unlike all the other ones, look at the little shavings. They're just like little dust particles. So less curls and frills than anything else, but hey, if it does the job. See, the other ones were all producing lovely frills, but this one produces like a really fine little shaving. It's a very, very fine and very small amount of pigment on there as well. And remember, if you are doing a lot of sharpening, to keep running your lead pencil through your sharpener to clear it of that buildup of wax. So the last pencil sharpener that I have to show you is the Eyepoint. Now this is available in both battery or USB cord. I've got the battery one today, which uses 4 AA batteries. But personally, if I was to buy this sharpener again, I'd buy the USB one. And the reason for that is quite simple. Usually I don't need one of these to open up a pencil sharpener, but the place where you put the batteries in this pencil sharpener is really hard to get undone. I nearly broke a nail trying to get it off. Then I had to resort to the old screwdriver trick to get it out. Thank you, Millie. And of course it broke some of the plastic, so I had to tape it back up again. And it still works perfectly fine, but really a bit too much work in my opinion. So if I was to buy it again, I would definitely buy the USB one. And it also uses 4 batteries, which is a bit of a pain when you're looking for batteries, you know, I don't know. I thought I had more batteries on hand and had to look around for them. So you basically put the pencil in up here and it will automatically sharpen it. And when you want to, you can see the shaving receptacle there to put your shavings in if Millie's tail is not in the road there. And in order to lift out the shavings, you undo the top like that, and you can slip this whole edge over and just empty out your shavings. And you can see the inner part of the pencil there up against a background of Himalayan cat, and you can see the blades. Now the blades on this are titanium. rather than stainless steel, which is commonly used for pencil sharpeners, and that's meant to be 3 times stronger than stainless steel. And then it just slots back in, and there we have it. So let's test it. So first of all, with a Polychromo, and beautiful point on it very quickly. And we'll try it with a Holbein. Because I've been pencil sharpening testing, I really don't have many pencils that need sharpening, but you can see how quick and easy it is to sharpen and get a really good point. And there's no damage to the wood around the side, and it seems to fit most of my pencils. It's a Tombow Ipo, and again, beautiful point, no damage to the wood. You can see all those lovely frills in the receptacle there, and they all tend to come off as a pretty long frill. And a Prismacolor, and lovely point on that Prismacolor, and even like a dodgy Prismacolor, lovely point on it. And I think that's it for the pencils. So I'd like to see how quickly it sharpens up one of those very thins that come without being sharpened. So here I've got a very thin which hasn't been sharpened, so let's see how quickly it sharpens up one. And quick way to sharpen up those very thins. No damage to the wood at all, and yeah, it's a very good electric pencil sharpener. It's just that it is so hard to put the batteries in and out. I nearly broke a nail, I swear, and then I had to get the screwdriver onto it, and of course I broke the plastic because I'm way stronger than what I think. So definitely get the USB one if you like an electric pencil sharpener. And it even does just like El Cheapo, Faber Castell. So there we have it, lovely point. Now I definitely use this to sharpen up all my very thins and all my other pencils that I've got that are super blunt. But my really favourite pencil sharpener, the one that I use all the time, is my M&R pencil sharpener. And it doesn't have anywhere to put the shavings. It's just got the 2 holes, there's no stop on it, but it does have replacement blades, and I don't know why, but it's definitely my favourite. I use it all the time. It's just a little tiny one. Take it with me. It never fails me. And I love it. But for sharpening up pencils that haven't been sharpened before, definitely use this electric one. But I'm always a simple soul, you know, in the things that I like. So my little M&R is just what I'm happy with. And, you know, to be honest, for years I just had a little Staedtler pencil sharpener that was just one of the cheap and cheerful ones that you buy from the stationery shop. So, you know, for years I just had that. That was, what, $3.75. So these ones are a little bit more expensive because they're quite solid. I think they're brass, and to me they're very versatile. I really like that you can replace the blades on them. So that's it for me and my pencil sharpeners. I hope you've seen something in this collection of pencil sharpeners that you fancied and that was in your budget. And until next time, stay safe and happy colouring.